If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
It was a big day in California yesterday. The two new pandas made their debut at the San Diego Zoo, the first new pandas to enter the United States in 21 years. So the zoo is very excited, obviously, because people want to see the pandas. That means they can sell more tickets. But, you know, pandas play an important part in the U.S.-China diplomatic relationship. So, you know, we got two new pandas. They're very cute. They look just like giant pandas do.
Yeah. They always say that about it's good for, you know, some sort of a relationship with China or whatever. It's money.
It is money.
That's all it is.
Money.
Is
it really
money.
is about money, sure.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you think Xi Jinping is going to go, hey, let's not bomb them because they've got our pandas over there. They're good panda people. They're our partners in panda. No.
Well, money does play a big part in relationships, so.
But I mean, it's just, we pay China and then people pay $1,000 for a ticket to go to the San Diego Zoo to see them.
I haven't. Didn't you go see them at San Diego Zoo?
That's not why I went, but they were there. Yeah. We were in San Diego on a vacation far away, and we went to see the giraffes because my wife loves giraffes.
That's all. Not there for the pandas. Let's be very clear. Kind of some sad news. Well, very sad news, actually. A missing person was found in the Grand Canyon near the south rim of the Grand Canyon. The third person to die in the national park in a month. She says she fell, 20 years old, fell off of an overlook, and they just discovered the body this week. Another person died while base jumping a few weeks ago, which has taken off apparently. Base jumping at the Grand Canyon, obviously very dangerous. Yeah. And then another person, fell from an overlook weeks before. So, yeah, totally stupid. Parachuting into the Grand Canyon. You're not missing anything if you haven't been to the Grand Canyon. No, don't bother.
The Grand Canyon is incredible.
I mean, it's all drab colors.
It is. It's dirt. Brown. Everything's brown. That whole side of the United States, I've just determined, is just brown and dead.
It is very brown country over there. So
it's not pretty. And
there's no green grass. Even most of the yards are a lot of it just rocks.
Yeah, and sand.
But the Grand Canyon, phenomenal.
Majestic.
It is.
But coming back to the East Coast with lush trees and mountains, and then we got the ocean. I don't know. It's just way better here. Trust me. You're not missing anything.
And cleanliness.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the United States in the lead, obviously, with Olympic gold medals and Olympic medals overall by a long shot. But China's right there, neck and neck. So we're going to get the men's breaking champion this weekend, like breakdancing gold. So hopefully we win that too. But I don't know. We'll see.
I know the men's basketball team struggled yesterday. It was tough to watch. It was. I had to turn it off at one point. It was tough to watch, but they pulled it out. Down 17, they came back and won 95-91 over Serbia. So
I didn't think any other countries but Asian countries breakdance. That's all I ever see on the internet is Asian people breakdancing.
Yeah. So maybe I don't know. Maybe China will win that one. I'm not sure. I don't know where the best breakers are.
I don't either. But we'll do the research because we don't want to say anything politically incorrect.
No, I certainly don't.
If Thailand has the best. And we're saying it's China. We don't want to get into that.
No, not at all.
No.
So maybe I'll just wrap things up. Those are a few things that are now trending.
All right. We as a society have lost an internet legend, not just a viral internet person, but a legend on the social medias and the internet. And we will pay tribute to that legend coming up next.
This is the Ace and TJ Show. Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
When you want it, how you want it means that you can listen to all of the Ace and TJ vehicles, as Riggins calls entertainment projects, 24/7. Download and stream on all of the podcast platforms that you have, including the Ace and TJ app. Make sure you download and subscribe, do all of that. Click the buttons, ring the bells, do it all. We would really appreciate it. Love you. You know it. Now, it was 2009. A man named Jack Carlson, right, Riggins? That was his name, Jack Carlson?
Yeah.
He became an internet legend because news footage of his arrest from 1991 went on the internets. and he was a notorious diner and dasher. He was a dine and dash bandit, and he was arrested in his home of the UK. And as they were putting him in the car, he's protesting his arrest in the most sophisticated sounding old English style that you can imagine. It's that "please unhand me, sir," that we always exaggerate and everything. So here is the audio of his arrest.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
And they're shoving it, trying to get him in the police car. There are about 5 or 6 cops all trying to wrestle him into the back of a car.
Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my This is the bloke who got me on the before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp? Now, get your hands off there. Ta-ta and farewell.
So I guess get him in the car.
What is the charge?
Eating a succulent Chinese meal.
I like when he told the guy, I see you know your judo well.
Headlock. Classic.
Yeah.
They're like, just get in the car. I mean, they've got his head mushed down, like trying to get him in the cruiser.
Get in the car.
Unhand me.
Please unhand me.
A succulent Chinese meal.
What is the charge?
What is the charge? So he has passed.
Oh,
Yeah, 82 years old.
Yeah, and so that's why we pay tribute to him today. And possibly the rest of the day, if you would like to do your own personal tribute to Jack Carlson. Was it Jack Carlson? You can speak that way to your friends and coworkers and family.
Unhand me.
And unhand me, sir.
I can't wait.
I said good day, sir.
I can't wait tonight, though. Later today, and Amanda says, "What do you want for dinner? A succulent Chinese meal."
Succulent Chinese meal.
What is the charge? Eating a succulent Chinese meal.
An icon.
Love it.
That's all day. That is all day.
This is the Ace and TJ Show. Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show.
Well, there is a criminal that is no longer on the loose, an alleged criminal. But I think he's already been convicted in the court of public opinion, as they say. He's in Texas. He's 46 years old, and he's facing some, hopefully, stiff penalties here because he has been going around to the different locations of these car washes, this car wash in Texas, again, allegedly, and booby trapping the toilet seats in the ladies' restrooms. So he puts fireworks under the seats, and they're designed to explode under pressure. So when women go in and sit down on the toilet to use the lady restroom, an explosion happens.
He's 46 years old.
Yeah, you do that when you're like 7.
It first happened in San Antonio. The name of the car wash chain is Wash Tub. And it's been going on for a couple of months. Woman sat on the toilet, and she was injured when the thing went off. You can imagine if you sit down on a toilet in a small bathroom in a car wash, and it explodes, you're probably going to jump or try to get away from it, and your pants are down, trip, face plant into the wall. Anything could happen. And then unnecessarily, it says that she was very shaken up. Oh, really?
No kidding.
The
She was so shaken up. She was so shaken, as a matter of fact, that she just got out of there before the cops could even come. She's like, I got to get out of here. 6 days later, there were 2 more toilet explosions at different wash tub locations in San Antonio. The victims, this time were a woman employee and a young girl who was in, I guess, with her mom getting her car washed and went to the bathroom. It's happened. They suffered minor injuries, but the cops arrested this 46-year-old Paul Alden. Said that they had security footage that showed him walking into the bathrooms right before the explosions happened. And he hung around outside until he heard the blasts. Then he left. Turned out he was a frequent customer and even used his membership card on the days that it happened. Used his membership card to get his car washed, I guess.
Genius.
And he's facing charges for arson, causing reckless damage, or bodily injury. This is one of those cases where found guilty, they're not going to put him in jail for a long time. But the minute he's on the street after being found guilty, this is where the husbands of the women and the dad of the young girl should get together and pummel him.
Yeah, just be waiting on him when he comes out of the
Or
courthouse.
take him and tie him up, tie him to a chair, and then throw very, very powerful fireworks at him while he's tied down to that chair. And make him where he will never even think of doing that to somebody. And doing it in the women's bathroom makes it even worse.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing it to some guy, it'd be like doing it to your buddy. But just going in and purposely targeting women on it, I don't think so.
This is the Ace and TJ Show. Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ Show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
A little bit of sad news. Golf legend Chai Rodriguez died.
Oh, you're kidding.
I didn't see that.
88. Chai Rodriguez.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, his name was Chi Rodriguez, but there used to be a TV show. It was a classic sitcom called WKRP in Cincinnati, and it was about all the goofy things that go on at this radio station. And the sports, the guy that would do the sports was just a little nerd, didn't know anything about sports, and he was reading the sports news one day and pronounced it Chai Rodriguez. So since that day, that's what I've called him.
Yeah,
And it's
sad.
a
He
very
was a legend.
special thing that Chai and I have, you know, that we always had together.
Yeah.
That I called him Chai.
Man.
In New Jersey, they have this what do you call it? A little seminar kind of thing. You get together and it teaches people about drinking and driving and the effects of drunk driving and trying to stop it and all of that stuff. Kind of like a, you know, when the DARE officers would come to school and put on a presentation and that. But here's what they did. In today's technology, they're able to do this. The police on the Jersey Shore have a ride, quote unquote, and they've had it for 20 years. It features a low-speed golf cart that's rigged up to simulate the experience of a drunk driver. And there is always a cop on the ride with you, like on the golf cart thing. But somehow things went awry this week, and the golf cart was being driven by a minor. It veered off the course and crashed into a crowd of people, striking 4 adults and a kid. So it just, I guess it had a glitch in it. If it's been going for 20 years, they may need to upgrade the technology of it.
Yeah. Did he just take off and shoot it into the crowd? Or, I mean, we don't know that part. Just know it's messed up.
But how far into this story, Ace, did you think, man, I wish I had one of those?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Like right out of the box.
Yeah.
It's like those goggles that they used to have that, I don't know if they still have them, that the police officers would have you wear and you drive.
Yeah, that's
who
what
wouldn't
it looks
want
like.
a pair of those?
Yeah, especially you got some ugly woman. But only rich kids had golf carts when we were kids. You know, you had to be rich if you had a golf cart. So this is a minor who's driving this golf cart because only rich people played golf. Where I grew up in a small town, there weren't any people who could just go out and play golf. You know, if they're not rich. Because the only place to play was at the country club. You had to pay a membership fee. You know, there were no public courses in Winfield, Louisiana, believe it or not.
You had a country club in Winfield?
Yeah.
That is,
you sure?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Winfield has rich people.
Does it?
Yeah, people in the logging industry and lumber mills and things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Attorneys. We got some of them.
You got attorneys?
Yeah, we got a few.
My mind is blown right. You have a country club. I didn't know.
Right, and we even have some residents in Winfield, Louisiana that have trampolines.
That's a lie.
That's how rich some of them are. Trampolines set up right beside the pond so they could jump from one into the other.
Wow.
Yeah. I know.
This is the Ace and TJ Show. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
It's a special time of the week. I don't want to put any more pressure on you, Ringers, but we got a sponsor.
Oh, do we really?
Yeah, the Week in Review. Member of the radio family just saved over $1,000 a month because rates are dropping. They did a refi with the Richard Cotto companies. You can do the same thing. Save yourself a lot of money right now. HomeWithRichard.com is where it happens. HomeWithRichard.com, the Richard Cotto companies. We come together each week at this time for the week that was pop culture, the week that was the Ace and TJ Show, reviewed for us in song. It's Riggins and the Week in Review.
And this is my song. It's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. Today is National Book Lovers Day. I thought that needs to be said. TJ doesn't love books because he, quote, has enough words in his head. He said that word for word yesterday.
I did.
I don't like books because I've got enough words in my head.
To keep me entertained.
It's also National Rice Pudding Day. I don't know where that originates at. And since Ace's retainer is giving him trouble, he better fall in love with that. Ace is dealing with wires sticking out of his mouth. They got to go in and give it a trim. At least we know that he's not a robot, because no robot would talk like him. And this is my song. It's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. Rapper Nelly was arrested for ecstasy. I bet he feels kind of dopey. The whole thing is a little ridiculous, like Fat Joe being caught with peyote. The U.S. is leading in Olympic medals. We're totally winning the race. We're also leading in obesity, so China right in your face. Rob was confronted with a crying toddler when Ace brought his son in here, and he did what any 38-year-old would do. He completely froze in fear. And this is my song. It's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. TJ revealed he used to wear a lot of jewelry. It's been running through my head like a bunch of mice. If I had to guess which show member wore a lot of jewelry, I would say me, Rob, and Ace twice. An ISIS terrorist got an Arrows show canceled, which has to be the stupidest thing to date, because the Swifties can be more dangerous than SEAL Team 6, 7, and 8. TJ is heading off to a Christian conference, spreading the word like it's his job. If you don't mind, say a prayer for me, and by me, I mean Tech D Rob. And this is my song. It's called The Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you.
All right.
Thank you.
Way to rip it up.
Thank you.
Rip it up.
Don't forget, you can, if you want to hear it again, the Week in Review is its own podcast, which you can download or watch on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV, or just hear it again. And you can download the Ace and TJ Show. These people are stuck at the International Space Station. Our two astronauts are there until February, which begs a question. It's an uncomfortable question if you put yourself in that situation, but we'll do that next.
This is the Ace and TJ Show. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
We know a little bit more about the Taylor Swift terror plot. It turns out there were 3 people who've been detained, 19, 17, and 15. The plot was uncovered with the help of foreign intelligence agencies, including the United States authorities. The 19-year-old told police his plan was to, quote, kill himself and a large number of people at either Thursday's show or Friday's show. The stadium would have had 65,000 people inside, with another 30,000 expected to be outside for each one of those nights. And the three people were all born in Austria with either Turkish, North Macedonian, or Croatian heritage. Let's see. The 17-year-old recently started working for a company that provided services to the stadium. And that's where police actually got him right close to the stadium. So no word, but not a lot is known about the 15-year-old.
Yeah, thank God they were caught.
Yeah, thank God. So we've been following this story. It started in June. We sent 2 astronauts up to the International Space Station. They were supposed to be there for 8 days. Then it was, we've got a little bit of a problem. And so we'll get them back in August. And then August became September, and now they've said, it's going to be February before we can get to you. So 8 days has now become 7 months. It's a male and a female. They didn't expect to be there 7 months. They were going to be gone for just over a week. Hey, when I come back, I'll be free. We'll take the kids on a vacation or something. But do you give them a hall pass in that scenario if they're stuck in space for 7 months?
You mean let them make relations with each other?
Yeah.
If you're married to them back on if you're an earthling,
or even if you're their
married
significant other, if you're in a relationship together, but you don't have to be married. Would you be like I understand the scenario, I understand the situation?
No,
I don't think so either. I'm just curious.
A lot of people travel for work, and you just get to do whatever you want because you're gone
Are they
for a
gone
few
for
months.
7 months at a time?
Sure.
Stuck in space?
Yeah.
Just floating around up there, hanging out?
Sure, all the military wives, they don't just give their guys a pass. It's fine.
I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying I would do it or expect it. I'm just curious if anybody would.
Because you're right. People are deployed, in the service longer than that.
Go crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
There'd be a good time to test them, though. Yeah. If you want to really test them, go. You know what? If you know you have urges, and if you want, you can do that. Yeah. And then if he does it, then you'd be like, you failed the test. Staying out of space.
There is one lady on our Facebook page. Her name is Susan. She said, absolutely. Thumbs up, peace sign.
Who's getting the hall pass? The astronauts or the people on Earth?
Ooh. Well, I didn't even think about the people on Earth.
You were thinking of the astronauts?
The astronauts, because they're in close quarters, just the male and a female astronaut. They're up there together like that.
I don't know that they can do that.
I don't know that they can either. I don't even think about it. I'm
going to find out.
Just an interesting concept.
You mean with no gravity and all?
Yeah, are you allowed to do that? I bet somebody.
Space animals do it.
I didn't think.
Sorry, space animals.
This is the Ace and TJ Show. Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Get ready for one of the wildest stories you ever heard. Look, we've been doing this a long time. It takes a lot for somebody to share a story with us that makes us go, well, that's pretty crazy. But a lady DM'd us yesterday, and earlier this week we were talking about breakup stories, your harsh breakup. And this woman's story is insane.
Yeah.
It starts with a quote-unquote mommy makeover that she had. She's from South Carolina. They have she and her boyfriend, I think they had 3 kids. 2 of them seemed to be together, theirs together. Long story short, she had gone to Miami to have this mommy makeover done. Came home and was having some complications and was going to have a surgery. And that's where we kind of was watching the kids. And her boyfriend's father-in-law came over there, and she got a call from her mom. And her mom yelled at her, quote, "Get home, your father-in-law hit me," end quote. She writes, "My father-in-law was convinced that his son paid for my mommy makeover. He did not. I did, and my parents helped. his father had an argument with my mom, and in front of all of them, the father told the mom that the relationship between the two kids, that's not going to work out. Well, they're all the kids, quote unquote, are adults. She goes, my father-in-law basically broke up with me for his son. The ex said nothing, didn't have the guts to speak up or say anything, just kind of went with it. So anyway, the father-in-law ended up going to jail that night.
Yeah.
The relationship falls apart. And she had some suspicions, because the father-in-law now has broken up with her for the son. Son moves out. She goes into the boyfriend's email to find out that he had secretly been having a gay affair.
Yeah.
Wow, having an affair is bad enough, but being all happy about it is
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of moving parts, and I've taken a long story and condensed it. But I mean,
Yeah.
the mommy makeover goes poorly. She has to have a surgery. The afternoon of the surgery, her father-in-law and her mom get into a fight. Father-in-law strikes the mom, then breaks up with them. Then he goes to jail, only to find out that the boyfriend, after he moves out, has been having a secret gay affair behind her back.
Yeah. And with other guys too.
Yeah.
Please believe at 4 a.m. this morning, 4 a.m. I was doing a deep dive on everybody's Facebooks and trying to see pictures of this guy. I was doing everything.
You know what I dislike the most about that story? The term mommy makeover.
Yeah, mommy makeover.
Oh.
Mommy makeovers.
Is that like a package deal?
Yeah, it's
If you
like a
have
bunch
the
of
mommy
plastic
makeover,
surgery, yeah.
they do a bunch of things at one time kind of deal?
It's a bunch of plastic surgery at one time. But
That's crazy.
yeah, that has a lot of layers to it.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
That is one of the craziest things I've ever heard. Ugh.
But
I
now-
want to see her though. Does she have
Yeah.
good pictures?
I got all the pictures if you guys want to
How
see them.
pretty she is since she's been made over.
This is the Ace and TJ Show. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
We don't do this often, but we want to give you an assignment for the weekend. Call this number, 833-285-1047. It's 833-ATJ-1047. That's our new listener line. Leave us a message this weekend. Maybe you're having a couple drinks around the house, thinking about something, just call us. Drop a line. Leave a message like, hey, what's up, guys? I've been thinking about this, or whatever.
I've been thinking about you.
What you're thinking about, what you're talking about. Maybe you heard something on the show over the weekend that you're thinking about over the weekend. Well, it doesn't matter.
Give us a call.
Give us a call. 833-ATJ-1047. It's 833-285-1047.
Yeah, Ace checks those, so if you want to say something really mean about him, this is the place to do it.
Yeah, it forwards them right to my email. So whenever one comes in, it kicks it directly to me. So I have to listen to all of them.
Don't call me. I know y'all don't have anything nice to say to me, so.
So, yeah, 833-ATJ-1047. Do you have days that you consider to be a lazy day? Like, I want today to be a lazy day. There is a survey that says the average American needs 5 lazy days a month to feel rested and relaxed. That's 60 a year, a little more than 1 a week. So here's what a lazy day breaks down to. 3 hours of doing absolutely nothing. 3 hours of just sitting and enjoying your living space, which I would consider to be absolutely
Doing
nothing.
nothing, yeah.
So that's 6 hours of doing nothing.
Stupid.
3 hours of watching movies and TV, which is another 3 hours of doing absolutely nothing.
Well, hold on a minute. You're
What is-
getting enrichment.
Yeah.
What is enjoying your living space?
I don't know.
Sitting there and just look, I love this.
Then it says 2 hours in bed, which means another 2 hours of doing absolutely nothing.
Hey, you're getting a nap in. That's something.
No,
You could do all
because-
of that in bed.
Yeah, no, Rob, because another 2 hours is napping.
You're supposed to just spend 2 hours in bed?
Yeah, maybe you're watching
Yeah,
TV
looking
in
around,
bed.
staring off.
2 hours of scrolling on your phone, 1 hour of eating, an hour of reading, an hour of listening to an audiobook or podcast, and 1 hour of dreading the next day when you have to get back up and start doing stuff.
That's just dumb.
So that's 19 hours. It leaves you 5 hours to sleep.
I can't wait to go home and enjoy my living space today.
Yeah. And they say a lot of people plan and will put the lazy day in their calendar. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm planning for Saturday is going to be my lazy day.
A lot of people. Just a
it
lot of women?
It says people.
Man, my calendar would just be full up of those.
Yeah, because I think men. I mean, not saying men don't have lazy days; they do, but I don't think that they're going to put it in a calendar and all that because they're too lazy.
Yeah.
You're too lazy to write down that they're having a lazy day.
But that whole thing is like 3 hours doing absolutely nothing. 3 hours just sitting and enjoying your living space, which is doing nothing. So that's 6 hours of nothing. Watching movies and TV, 3 hours of that. You're still doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's all doing nothing. 2 hours in bed. Again, you're still doing nothing.
Come on. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. So you want 5 of those a month is what most people need to feel rested.
Try going to bed and try sleeping for more than 5 hours.
Who feels rested? I don't
If
know
you
anybody
do.
who says, "Oh, I'm so well rested." Well, except for you, Regan.
I'm very well rested.
Well, you're the only person I know who feels well rested.
This is the Ace and TJ Show. If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
So the family of the guy they call Mr. Titanic, he was one of the people that died on that Ocean Gate submersible a while back last year. They're suing Ocean Gate, the company that made the submersible, for like $50 million. And some details about that whole situation have come out in court documents saying that all of the occupants of that submersible knew that they were going to die before the implosion of that submersible, because it was made of carbon fiber and they had alerts inside it that would signal you if that carbon fiber started crackling. And they said he dropped weights, trying to abort the dive. And they said they would have known that they were not going to make it out of there, which just added to the, the sort of the tragedy of it all. But yeah, so they're suing the company, although the founder of the company has died in the submersible.
And is the company even in existence anymore?
It is still in existence, although they have ceased all future dives. But people are still trying. There's another guy that's going down soon in his own submersible. So, it hasn't, kept anybody away. I mean, people still want to go down and see the Titanic, but I highly doubt this family's going to get $50 million, although they deserve it. That is crazy. Or do they deserve it? I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, you don't know the details. We don't know enough.
He went down voluntarily, knowing the risks.
Yeah.
I can't get into that because I don't have all the answers. As we said, today's National Book Lovers Day. Anybody reading anything good? I know Ace is not reading.
Oh, I got a book. I'm not going to tell you what I'm reading though.
Is it a rock book?
Kind of.
I'm okay with that.
It's Richard Marx's biography.
No, I'm not okay with that.
I knew it. I knew you'd hate that.
I don't like Richard Marx though. DJ, you read anything good?
At the moment, I think I'm just reading the internet.
You're reading the internet, reading the Bible this weekend. Yeah. And then there's this movie out today called Borderlands. It's based on a video game, one of the best-selling video games of all time, starring Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, and the reviews. I was talking to Rob about this before the show started. The reviews are historically bad. And this is a Kevin Hart vehicle, so you're expecting a big box office, but the reviews are so bad. What are you reading on the internet, Rob?
Like this place I go to all the time, IGN gave it a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. I've seen 0.0 on this movie.
Have I missed any commercials or something for this? I haven't seen anything about it.
There's not many, to be honest with you, and I think they know it's just not a good movie.
She's doing the late night rounds and stuff like that, so they're doing press for her.
Yeah,
but
she was
a
hating
really
on
bad
Marvel
movie.
on one of them.
Yeah.
So, shut up, Jamie.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you a story about how I screwed up a relationship one time. Next.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
You mean another movie that's based on a video game is not great?
They've been better lately, but this one was rough.
Yeah, I mean, Fallout, this show on Amazon was...
Well, I guess that's the ones that are good are the shows. The movies aren't great. Yeah, I guess that's
The
fair.
movies have not been great.
They just don't have enough time to tell stories.
Tell the story.
Good.
Yeah.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
So I've shared this story before. Well, let me tell you this. Relationship experts say that when you break up with somebody, you need to grieve for 1 month per year that you were together.
Okay, so for example, if Amanda and I broke up right now, I would need to grieve for almost 8 months.
You've been together
7 months. 7 months. Sorry.
Yeah, 1 month per year, so
Yeah.
7 months. Yeah.
Okay.
You need to grieve, and there's no way you would be grieving for 7 months.
There's not.
Grieve.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it grieving, but I think
and that tells you right there you can't trust them.
well,
They use a hyperbolic term.
it
Like
might
grieve.
grieving might mean more to. It might look differently when a guy grieves than when a woman grieves.
Oh, you know it.
A guy grieving might be like, "Oh man, I'm feeling down in the dumps, but you know what? I'm gonna pick myself up by my bootstraps and head out to the bar and see if I can, find something strange, But it does seem like a long time, especially TJ. You've been married for 30 years,
Almost 30 years,
almost
yeah.
30 years. So you'd have to spend over 2 years grieving. How long do you think you could bounce back?
Probably never.
You just
Couldn't
be
bounce back. No.
forever grieving.
But I wouldn't
don't
say I'm
believe you at all.
grieving. I always just think grieving is when someone's died.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
You know.
That's fair.
Grieving to me
I'd
also
always
means you're
be
like
sad about
you're
it.
like
Really
you're
sad.
shut in.
Yeah, yeah.
Sitting in the
wearing
home by
black
yourself doing
veils
nothing,
and the
yeah.
whole thing.
Some people do that though. But the reason I bring it up is because when I broke up with a woman I was dating for 2 years, I spent about 2 months not grieving, but it took me two months to go on another date. And the first date was great. Second date was great. Third date was weird because when I left her house after dinner, out of habit, we kissed each other and I slapped her on the butt and I said, "Love you." And I walked out. And I went, "Oh." It was just out of habit because that's how I used to say goodbye to my girlfriend. And there was like this really long, like I had already like made my way down her steps. And then, I did like the whole, it was like out of a sitcom. I like stopped and she's still standing at the door, just kind of, flabbergasted. And I went, "I'm sorry, that was totally," and then, I'm trying to dig my way out of it, but she's like, "What the hell was that?" And I'm like, "Trust me, it's not you." And then I try to overcorrect. I'm like, "I don't love you. You think I love you after 3 dates? I don't love you." It was just bad. What's the, you know what? I'll tell you more next.
This is the Ace and TJ Show. Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
So I was just telling a story about how I went on 3 dates and with this woman, and it was great. And when I left her house one night, I slapped her on the butt and I said, "I love you," because it was out of habit. That's how I used to say goodbye to my girlfriend that I dated before her. And she was like, "What are you doing?" She made a whole face, and I was like, I didn't mean that. Obviously, I'm not moving too quick. I'm not falling in love with you. I just did it out of habit. But a lot of women will say that giving relationship advice to other guys, saying, "Don't say I love you too early," because guys typically have less romantic relationships, or they feel closed out of a lot of relationships, like they don't have a chance with other women. So sometimes guys will say, "I love you" prematurely, which I think is probably true. From your own experience, what's some brutally honest dating advice you can give to other men, women only? Things that you've experienced that you could maybe advise other men about. So there's a lot of these at the Ace TJ Show, if you've got a great one. And some of these are not brutally honest. They're just good pieces of advice. Sarah said, "Cook for yourself, clean your house, clean it with cleaning products. Show me you can take care of yourself. I'm not your mom." Okay, fair enough. She might have had some nasty boyfriends.
Yeah. Well, remember, guys, you can always just, put everything in the sink and put a towel over it.
No, that is not good advice.
And also, you can just do it not all the way and just halfway, and then they're not going to like the way you did it, so then you don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, that's called weaponized incompetence, I believe, isn't it? Tony's has a really good one. Some brutally honest advice for men. Show up to the first date with a plan. Don't say you choose. I think that's really good.
Yeah, I do too. I like that.
Be clean, have fresh breath, and smell good. Okay, good. Also, be humble and ask about her as much as you talk about yourself. I think 3 for 3. No. All great ones.
No.
Oh, no? Why not?
That is not an even balance. You ask her about her, and you let her talk way more about herself than you talk about yourself, because that's what she really wants. She doesn't care about you. She wants to talk about herself.
Oh. Okay. All right, fair enough. I understand.
And I'm not just saying that to poke fun and get women all riled up.
Definitely not. More of these next.
This is the Ace and TJ Show. Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ Show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Download the Ace and TJ family app. It's free on iOS and Android. You can listen to the show, watch the show. Make sure you subscribe. If you don't want to get the app, you can also check out the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube Music. Make sure you subscribe to all the great stuff we have. The Ace and TJ Show, Ace and Friends, TJ's Fanaticos podcast, TJ and Jody's house. We got the Nerd News with Tech D Rob. We got 150 podcasts. You're going to find something you like. So go subscribe on Spotify. Do I have that all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
So TJ's heading out this weekend. He's going to some Christian conference. Sounds like a blast. I wasn't being snarky. I think that sounds fun. Rob is probably going to go see movies. Ace, do you have weekend plans?
No.
Oh, good for you.
I do not.
I have a 20-year high school reunion tomorrow.
Oh, do you?
Whoa.
You kept that to yourself then?
Yeah, I didn't think about telling anybody, to be honest.
Are you going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rob, this is another
forgot about
example
it.
of just like
I
Rob
forgot.
not telling us
I
stuff.
forgot. No, it's not. You know, I don't hide stuff from you guys. I just forgot about it.
Is it a one-day deal, just like a nighttime thing, daytime thing, or what?
Well, they're doing something tonight at a driving range for the families of all the people there, so I'm not going to that one because there's going to be kids. But tomorrow it's just the adults.
So no
and they're gonna let
curiosity.
you
to see
come
how- no curiosity about how the families of people you went to high school are doing, like they're anything like that.
Ooh, why?
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of agree with it. Who cares? If I'm going to a high school reunion, I don't care about your family. I don't want to go hang out with your
everybody's
family.
kids and stuff.
No. So where are they doing it? At a ball, like a hotel ballroom or something?
No, it's at a place in Mount Holly. It's just like a bar.
Okay, so is it an official high school reunion or something they put together on Facebook?
We've rented the space. Well, we didn't do it. They've rented the space, and I've paid to attend.
My mind is blown. If you could have given me 100 guesses, I would have said Rob would have never gone to a high school reunion. You don't.
Is Meredith going with you?
Yeah, I kind of regret signing up to go to it at this point, though,
Why?
because I don't want to do anything tomorrow this weekend. It's at 6:30 on a Saturday. You've ruined my whole weekend.
Yeah.
No, you ruined your whole weekend.
I know. I agreed to it. It's stupid.
Okay, well,
80 Rob Late's at 6:30 on a Saturday.
Oof. Ruins the whole weekend.
The whole weekend is ruined.
What an inconvenient
Because
time.
he signed up for something at 6:30 on a Saturday.
do you have an outfit planned?
No.
No, that was a trick question.
This is the Ace and TJ Show. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Ooh, don't forget, 5 o'clock is the world famous Weekend Blast Off on the Ace and TJ Show on K104.7.
Hot today, kicking off the weekend.
Man, you talk about, well, actually, the weekend doesn't even officially start until after the Weekend Blast Off. That's recognized by the halls of both houses of Congress. We've got the paperwork that shows it's been signed into law. The whole thing.
Some kind of an official state declaration somewhere about it.
Yeah. I think global declaration doesn't start for anybody, not even over there in China or anywhere. I saw a highlight on the social medias this morning of the Panthers preseason game, and I thought, oh, okay, well, this is cool. Somebody showing something that the Panthers did that was good, and what it was showing that that quarterback from Tennessee, that's the Patriots quarterback. What's his name?
Joe Milton.
Yeah, showed how he majestically avoided the rush and picked up a first down, and it was an anti-good highlight for the Panthers. It was good highlight for Joe Milton. Was it? Did the Panthers look bad last night all the way around, or just in that one play?
I don't know. I saw highlights this morning, and all the highlights were just of the Patriots.
Yeah.
It was Drake May was like he was in there for one drive. The former North Carolina quarterback. He went 2 for 3 for like 19 yards. I mean, it's just one drive. Then they took him out. But they lost. The Panthers lost 17-3, and it's hard to judge on a preseason game. Starters aren't playing that kind of stuff, so it's kind of weird.
I think none of the starters, like literally none.
I don't think we played any starters.
Okay, so I haven't watched a game in a while, so Delhomme didn't play at all then.
No, Jake Delhomme did not play last night.
Okay.
He was warming up though. They were ready if they need him.
I'm surprised he even dressed,
Right.
For a preseason game.
Wow. That actually took a second to go. Yeah, well, okay.
Jack Plummer was the name of the quarterback that was playing. That's a cool name.
Yeah.
Jack Plummer.
With a B or a double M?
Double M, but he's not related to Jake Plummer. I asked.
Who'd you ask?
My friend who watches a lot more football than I.
Okay.
I was like, is that Jake Plummer's son?
I thought you were going to say Jugal. I asked Jugal. No, I asked somebody who watches a lot of football. Okay, we're good. And so the tickets will be just as expensive this year, right? If you want to try to go to a Panthers game,
I think they're more expensive.
Yeah, I think season tickets went up in price.
They did.
Yeah.
I think so. They're great business people over there at the.
Well, you know what those stickers that people used to have on their windows that said Panthers PSL owner.
You don't see.
It's like they're just flexing. I got a permanent seat license. That's what I got.
You don't see those as much anymore these days.
But I see them all the time.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do. You don't see them in your living room, Rob, when you're in there playing video games. How you gonna see anything? How you gonna see traffic?
I see it every day.
Unless you checking in on one of the news stations' traffic weather cam.
Hey, you're
not gonna see it.
I got an hour on the road each day. Okay,
Unless they're at a drive-through, Rob's not seeing that.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.